I'm proud to tell you that this video is going to be brought to you by G Fuel, and by using my affiliate link in the pinned comment and in the description box, you'll not only be helping support the channel since it's a affiliate link. I do get a small commission for each sale that's made, so I don't get anything unless you guys purchase it. However, you'll also be able to get some really cool anime themed merchandise as well as energy tubs and different energy formulas. I personally use G Fuel a lot, and when it comes to anime, there's a plethora of different anime to choose from. Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, My Hero Academia, Mobile Suit Gundam, Attack on Titan, and so many other series are available on the website in the form of energy formulas packed with all the vitamins that you need and just enough caffeine to get you going for your day, which most importantly, this cannot be understated. Unlike a lot of energy products that are out there, there is no crash and there is zero sugar. Two really huge selling points of why I personally support G Fuel. And they've even got energy themed hydration formulas filled with electrolytes. In typical anime fashion, I am going to need you guys to send me your energy by clicking the affiliate link in the description and in the pinned comment, so you can buy whatever anime themed product you want. It doesn't have to be Naruto, it can be whatever anime strikes your fancy, and when you do so, make sure to use my promo code KAGE to get yourself a discount. Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another Bortuo 2 Blue Vortex discussion. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about why it is that Jura might possibly be afraid of Boruto and why he has shifted his focus towards Boruto in a sense of viewing him as a threat with the capacity where he needs to be killed on sight. This is something that has been one of the more intriguing developments that we had at the end of the last manga chapter, and it's because of what it embodies in my opinion. So allow me to explain to you guys what I mean, because I think what we're seeing here is a rather underrated aspect of Jura's character on full display, and in order to understand what that is, we must first go back and look at the 10 tails from Naruto's manga in order to truly appreciate what it is that is happening with Jura in terms of why he has a fear of Boruto. So that's why in today's newest Naruto Explain video, we're gonna go right back into the time machine for the first part of this video to paint the picture of the sudden change of Jura targeting Boruto as being deemed worthy of kill on sight. When we first got introduced to the 10 tails, we were told that it was this mindless monster that had a craving to consume chakra. It couldn't properly function on its own, to a point that Madara and Obito, they had to use that wood release in order to connect themselves to it and control the 10 tails by directing its actions, basically serving as its brain, because it was operating off of pure instincts and nothing else at all. When left to its own devices, we saw things like the 10 tails rage out when it sensed the collective power of several Biju gathering inside of Naruto, and it's because Naruto had unknowingly been gathering small traces of Biju chakra over time. It acted on its own and it produced a wide-scale damage. While it was dangerous, it was a brainless brute that didn't require a level of fear that you have from someone who was in control of their actions. We can all agree the 10 tails, when used by Madara and Obito, it was more dangerous than the 10 tails when operated off of its own natural instinct. Whereas before it moved blindly, Madara and Obito controlled that thing with the type of surgical precision that it made it a different class of deadly. Something that Inojin and Shikadai's grandfathers can attest to. Even when Obito took the 10 tails into himself using the 6-pass coffin seal, when the 10 tails was the one in full control, making Obito act solely off of instinct, yeah, it was definitely dangerous. There was nobody out there who disputes that, but where the 10 tails power truly became a problem was when Obito was the one to win the tug of war with the 10 tails, put it back in terms of the pieces of the heart, and as a stabilized 10 tails Jinchuriki, he was near unstoppable for the most part. Even with Kaguya, when she reacted to the chakra of Naruto's Biju Ant Rasen Shuriken Barrage, the power grew unstable, but she was stated to have powered up to a higher level than before once she stabilized the power of the 9 Biju and the chakra that she had been drawing from the other dimensions. So now that we've established that, let's look at Jura, the one who is a perfect hybrid of the raw instinct of the 10 tails and the calculus of people of Obito and Madara in terms of surgical precision. If Jura were operating off of pure instinct, he would just go after Boruto, no questions asked. He wouldn't be going, yeah, I need to kill him right now, he's too dangerous. In fact, The moment that he pulls up into Konoha and Kawaki challenges him, that should have been it. He should have knocked Kawaki unconscious. Delta wasn't going to do anything in Jura's dealt presence, and Jura would have devoured Kawaki right there on the spot, yet he chose to ignore his instincts and move in a more methodical manner and chase after his own curiosities, which at the time, it was in the form of Himawari, and why he could sense the Nine-Tails chakra inside of her and not Naruto Uzumaki, who all of his intel told him, hey, Naruto is the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, which, wow, what books is this man reading? He clearly did not read Boruto Manga Volume 13, where it was shown that Kurama got pulled out of Naruto super fast and he went straight into Himawari as his new home. Even when Boruto interfered in his battle with Himawari, where he stopped him before he could devour her, while he showed irritation at Boruto's presence and his interference, what we saw was, again, he didn't immediately give chase, but instead, we saw that cold calculation of the character at work, where he continued to ignore his instincts, the opposite of what we saw with Hidari. We already established in chapter 4 that Jura was planning to devour Boruto, and he had no interest in Kawaki at all. He literally had a 2-for-1 special right there on the table in that moment Boruto interfered. He had a pair of limited edition Uzumaki siblings. One with an Otsutsuki soul and chakra, and the other one with a Biju inside of her that once belonged to a different version of the Ten Tails. That's like top of the mook level eating right there. What Jura had on the table was basically the Boruto world equivalent of buying Bitcoin back in 2014 or buying a house back in 2009. If you did either, you'd be sitting on some pretty insane equity right now. Yet it's because he sat back and realized that Boruto was continuously becoming a problem, that we saw his evolution was continuing. It wasn't enough to seek out new curiosities and knowledge, but he was now applying the knowledge that he acquired to begin solving a problem that exists in the form of Boruto. While Boruto was busy throwing down with Hidari, protecting Himawari, covering Sarada's blind side, Jura was collecting information, a sign that he refused to continue playing the game of Super Boruto, the once-in-a-generational genius who shows up with a plan and is a foil to all of his ambitions. He became that master chess player who blocks out all the noise. He only pays attention to the clock timer and the moves of his opponent, and running through the various counters he needs in order to make adjustments to stick to his original plan. However, like that chess player, he isn't afraid to pivot when needed, when he sees his original plan is no longer working, which that's the case with someone like Jura. It wasn't enough to devour Himawari and then devour Bortuo afterwards. He saw Boruto battle Hidari. He saw the power of the rasengan uzuhiko. He heard the explanation of how the jutsu works, and how the jutsu is ultimately something that can be used to destroy the Shinju themselves when used at its full capacity. He saw it with his first-hand eyes. All of a sudden, Boruto, he wasn't just a meal that he could just hunt down and devour at any time. He became something more. He became the antithesis of Jura himself. He became a threat to Jura's survival. Just as Jura was continuously evolving, Boruto in his own way had begun evolving, even when he didn't realize it, into something that was a threat to the awakened Shinju's existence. While Boruto might not see it, Jura definitely does, and it goes back to both the knowledge that he acquired, as well as the most important thing, the primal instincts of the Ten Tails, and that's why I made it a point to lay all that out at the start of the video. Those primal instincts that Jura's risen above, they're going off in his head right now. They are confirming the logical conclusion that he's come to in his own mind, which is that Boruto is a threat to his existence. He is too dangerous to be left alive, and he needs to be wiped out first. Some of this could be the whole concept of Boruto knows about the Thorn Soul, so they must be a weakness to the Shinju, and to a degree the story is implying that information to us as readers and relaying it through the actions of Jura and the words of Boruto respectively. Jura behaved like a cornered animal, suddenly desperate when he shot Boruto with the intention to kill. Our biggest sign that there is indeed something special about the Thorn Soul beyond the surface level. Boruto's words were that the Thorn Soul can be used to restore people who got turned into trees. That in and of itself, that's a really big deal. For Jura, it's basically him losing a chess piece that is captured by the enemy. So, of course, he doesn't want to allow for something like that to occur. If he's using the awakened Shinju, then that's the last thing he can afford to have happen, because it serves as a foil to whatever plan that he was coming up with in order to help them achieve their desires by consuming the people that they're targeting, people who he himself has guided them to look at. I think what this ultimately goes back to is Boruto's original mission, and I think on a primal level, Jura has come to that conclusion. Boruto originally came back to Konoha with this multi-step plan to get his revenge back on Code, ensure Sarada's safety, and use the toad they planted on Code to teleport the dimension where the Ten Tails at so he can ultimately destroy the main body of the Ten Tails. It's that last point that we got to circle back to. Destroy the main body of the Ten Tails. On a surface level, it seems pretty simple. Just bust some over-the-top jutsu out and you destroy the Ten Tails. Then everyone goes home. Yet, when we go back to what Amato stated in Boruto Naruto Next Generations, we got told that this is a different version of the Ten Tails than the one that Naruto and company battled altogether. He called it an entirely different monster. How is it different? We never got told that, only that it was different in undisclosed ways. It makes me wonder if there doesn't have to be a different way to destroy the Ten Tails than just raw physical might. Bortuo would be the person who would know such a thing like that. He is literally sharing a body with Momoshiki. It is a two-way street, assuming he's mastered at least some of Momoshiki's power. Karma gives him, when he taps into it, all the power, and most importantly, the knowledge and skill of his otsutsuki, which is Momoshiki. We don't know what the difference with this Ten Tails is versus the one that was used for Kaguya's revival. But here's the thing, Momoshiki would know what the difference is. Even if Boruto couldn't tap into Momoshiki's knowledge base, you know who would know how this Ten Tails is different? Kashin Koji, because he was the co-conspirator to destroy Jigen and Ishiki, and likely the Ten Tails itself at some point, assuming of course that Amato is truly a good guy, which you guys know I treat him like family from Chainsaw Man. If this guy breathes, he's sus and he deserves to be shot for it. I don't trust him. I get the feeling the Ten Tails being destroyed is connected to those Thorn souls in general, and it's not just because the Ten Tails is broken up into various different claw grinds and awakened Shinju. I think those Thorn souls might play a vital role to the survival of the Ten Tails itself, almost as vital as the information that this anime explain video on the left provides. And over here on the right, we got another Naruto explain video for you guys to check out.